Live. Hey, what's up? This is Trek Talk. We are live on twitch.tv/callingupjustice, and we are live on YouTube, Claudia, Alick, Calling Up Justice, and we are live on TikTok at Claudia, Alick, Love. And we should get to our faces really.
I don't see it yet.
Hold on. Oh, I don't see it either.
Yeah, I don't see us on it. Is it on there?
Let me I'm gonna reload.
Okay.
I'm just reloading the page. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I am getting a little. It says that my stream bitrate is very high, so there might be a little bit of a delay. Hopefully it won't be that bad. But
my purpose is it doesn't matter because my audience can hear me, it can hear you. So our TikTok audience is getting the best experience.
Legit.
So they're going to be able to see all this because I'm only pulling this up so they can see the images. Maiamama goes ham for our Star Trek conversations and then posts the most amazing photos. Thank you, Paramount Plus, for sending us pictures and stuff. I'm so excited to talk about Strange New Worlds with you, Maiamama. Yay, Trek Talk!
Are you ready? Here's some pictures. Now, we're gonna do this by episode, so I'll start with the first episode that we saw through the lens of time.
I'm gonna give you a quick summation.
Thank you.
Of Through the Lens of Time. This is what happens through the lens of time. Nurse Chapel is still with Corby, and Corby makes bad decisions. They go explore some shit and find out. They fuck around and find out. Luckily, it was them, I guess, but and the red shirt, basically.
That was not a lot of words, but yeah, that was basically it. Do you want to hear what I had? I had a little thing,
please.
Too.
Yes, please.
I said, the Enterprise assists Dr. Roger Corby and Nurse Christine Chapel in excavating an ancient alien site containing a secret to immortality, because he gets really into that. Eventually he's really into that. So that's his thing. Anyway, Ensign Gamble, who is a nurse, touches a mysterious orb. It explodes, which causes a dark, non-corporeal entity to emerge from the orb, possessing him, exploding his eyeballs. The entity forces Gamble to take, and really, I pulled this from the Star Trek website.
Okay.
This is not, so I was like, This is the entity forces, because I wouldn't say the entity forces Gamble. Gamble's gone, my friends.
Yeah,
but the entity
was gone the second we saw that flash of light.
Yeah, he takes Pelia, Scotty, Sam Kirk hostage. Pelia recognizes the evil, shoots him, releases the entity. Scotty then captures the entity and puts it into the transporter buffer for study. And then at the end of that episode, we see that the Vesda, that is what they're called. They are in. Yeah, they're like, well, it's just one Vesda, but it is in the matter transporter buffer. Like it's in there. There was like a little.
I had no idea. I thought the Vesda. Oh, I know they were called the Vesda.
Or I might have gotten that.
I thought that because he was asked, like, where did you beam him to? And he said nowhere. And I thought he beamed him to a nowhere place. But no, he just sucked him into the system.
Yeah, he does that. He did the same thing to himself. He did the same thing to himself. Yeah. Like, it's like, he's like, I don't know where to put this. I'll just beam it in and just keep it in the buffer until I figure out where to put it. Yeah, bananas. But that's just kind of, it's funny that that's a Scotty thing to do. Like, it's just like kind of a legit, he's like, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I was a little concerned about, like, Christine just cannot be chill.
Well, here's the thing. Like,
she has no chill. But she has no chill. I love her.
I don't think it's that she has no chill. I like her. Like, I think she had a really good exchange Laan, right? Where she's like, "Yo, let me check in and make sure things aren't weird," right? And all she needed, and she had the right exchange with Laan, where Laan was like, "It's chill. We're having a good time, and you don't need to worry about anything." No, you are correct. She also went to Spock to be like, "So it's all good, right? Because I'm trying to make sure it's all good." And she was correct. It wasn't all good. There's still weird emotional baggage happening, and Spock was like, I took care of it, and just didn't fly down with them, which I think was the most logical solution. I'm like, good
Well,
thinking, Spock.
I think what it is, it's not so much that Spock is like not over Christine. It's more that
Oh no, it's not that.
he
It's just there's
really,
emotional baggage.
no, he really doesn't like Roger Corby. Like, he does not
Oh,
like that man.
well,
He finds
well,
him insufferable. And Spock is right. Roger Corby
yes.
is an asshole.
Yeah, no, did you clock how we heard that Christine has helped him with all of his shit? She's like, oh yeah, we found the thing, and then we went to that other planet and found the thing, and da. And it's all about Roger Corby wants to find the secret to immortality. I don't think I think he loves Christine Chapel, like, on a level, but, like, he doesn't love her like Spock loves her. She makes bad choices, but everybody's supporting her bad choices, and that's why Gamble is dead. Gamble is dead because Christine Chapel can't pick a man.
What? No! No! That take is too.
That's
That
wrong.
take is too. It's
That
too
was
hard.
that was too hard.
No.
You're right.
And I love Gamble. Here's the thing: we knew it. We knew it was coming.
No, the second he was like,
I love him.
I'm fresh and brand new, and I'm here on the ship, and I love it so much.
This
And
is
all the
literally
characters
his face
"We love
all
you,
the time.
Gamble. You're great." And we were waiting for him to kick it that episode. We were like, well, obviously, that's the guy who gets murdered because nobody else can die. And here's the fun part. They did a great job of, like, playing with my media savvy ass, because, like, I knew that he was gonna kick it, right?
So-
but, like, the flash of light, him acting like he was there, I actually thought they might save him.
Me too. Now I have a question for you on that. Now, I guess we can flip through some pictures. So, as soon as that bulb exploded
Yeah.
into Gamble's face, that
Yeah.
is when he passed away. At that
100%.
moment.
I agree.
He was never, ever. That's why the eyes didn't heal, because he
never left
wasn't.
the planet.
Yeah, he never left the
He
planet.
never left the planet.
And that really
But
made me sad.
I didn't clock that until the end of the episode, right? Like, I didn't understand.
Right.
Like, oh,
Oh.
he's been. And then, like, when I
Oh.
rewatched it, you could see him being creepy and, like, horrible and being a monster. And you're like,
Well, like,
oh,
yeah, it was just, it was gut-wrenching when
yeah.
Mbenga is, like, scanning him and is like, your brain dead. Like, he just is,
Yeah.
like, he's realizing that this really bright young man that he really
Loved.
liked, he was starting to become part of, like, the
Yeah.
family crew. And
Yes.
and it wasn't about, it was about what Mbenga loved was the potential of that relationship, because it had just started.
Yep.
And that's, like, that's a lot of the loss as well. But
Yeah.
like, it was like he was trying to, Mbenga was trying to make it okay. He kept trying to make it okay. Because, like, as soon as he's like, you're brain dead, and he's like, it's fine. It's fine. Like, you're, like, we'll make it work. We're going to figure it out. And, like, I think that Mbenga knew at a certain point, when the security officers asked him, brig or
yeah.
sick bay, and he
He picked the bridge.
and he picked the brig, because he was like, I don't think that there's
Well, at this point, Gamble had already murdered somebody. Gamble had already killed somebody. Gamble was still. Here's the thing. I don't think Mbenga understood that Gamble was dead and gone.
No.
Ever.
Right? I don't think he did ever.
That's why Pelia had to do it, because he was not going to. He thought he could save. He thought he could save Gamble. He still thought he could save him, which is why he wasn't willing to kill him.
That's why Gamble. That's why the Vezda. Correct me in the chat, yeah.
The Vezda.
Which means evil, the evil. But the evil knew that. It had all of Gamble's memories, but it didn't have just Gamble's memories. It had access to everyone's memories. That's why it could play with people. It knew about Mbenga's daughter. That's how he got caught, because he was like, I did not tell you about her. And then he went, oops. And I'm like, here's the thing. I love and I hate that. I love and I hate that. It happens, and I'm always like, no! And I have an emotional reaction, but it is such a tired cliche of when they go, oops, uh-oh, I guess I messed it up. What's up?
I'm seeing a really interesting note. So I looked up the Vezda, because I was like, let me look up the Vezda.
Thank you.
The Vezda were made up. They are fresh. They are. They're new to canon, which is awesome. I love it. Thank you, Star Trek New Worlds, for giving us new characters and stories instead of just being like, hey, you remember that one time in Star Trek where there's a character who was like this? Well, this is why. And I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that, storytellers. But check this out. So, this is weird, y'all. Okay, so it was hypothesized that in the distant past, a highly advanced spacefaring civilization inadvertently brought the Vezda from another dimension while phase shifting to achieve immortality.
Yes.
So, like, who were the aliens that were phase shifting become immortal beings? Could it be the Q?
No.
According to, yes. I am on Memory Alpha, Maya. I'm not making this up. It's on Memory Alpha, and I think this is a good idea.
It's on Memory Alpha because someone put it there.
Yes, but based on Trelane's comment about Vadia 9 in Wedding Bell Blues, that civilization could have been the Q. So like I think the writers of Strange New Worlds have been seeding in a bunch of information about the fucking Q, and then if you watch the episodes, you're like if you're like a hardcore Star Trek nerd and you're like taking notes, I think we're finding out how the Q came to be.
I mean, if you're right, okay. That's all I got. I mean, like, I think that's a... Really I think it's a really far reach. And if it is that, I'm into it. Because you know I love an origin story. It's like, it's a thing for me.
Why would it be a far reach, though? Trelane
in my brain. In my brain, even like the writers write. Writers write everything. Right. I need more. Right. I just need more for that. To I'm not saying like impossible. That a string. Sorry. Go ahead.
We are about to start a Strange New Worlds musical moment, and I'm glad we stopped it. We could have a good time. I will say that I hope that we get to see.
This is what I wanted to talk about
Vezda.
next.
Like, I would like for the Vezda to show up in like Star Trek. What's the new Star Trek show that's gonna come up where they're like, we're in school. Star Trek in school.
Star Trek. The Next Generation. No, that's already done.
The next generation. Anyway, I'm excited about that. And I hope we get to see more of the Vezda. Also, Captain Marie Battelle. That was fucking awesome.
So,
we're like,
when she went all Gorn and was like, so I do have a note that just says, it was anything that the Gorn are afraid of, ...
Yeah. I'm like, if the Gorn are like, no, kill it dead, it's bad.
It's an
that's
instinctual
not good.
it's an instinctual genetic memory that as
For
soon
sure.
as Marie came into contact with one, she was like, it needs to die. We are all in danger and we need to kill this now. Like, that was like, also, it was really cool to see the actress get all fighty and actiony since she's been
Cool.
very like, like
I'm sick in bed. I've got the Gorn. I've got the Gorn.
I've got the
I've
Gorn.
got the Gorn. Okay, so that was awesome.
I've
Now,
got
what
the
did you think
Gorn.
what did you think about Pike's reaction to her getting super gorny? Because she got real gorny.
She was like, me. No, I'm not gonna say that. Well, this is his face here. He is like, because he literally does. He's like, Marie, like that.
This is an awesome photo because the two red shirts are like running and he's standing still. That's amazing.
Yeah, because he's like, Marie, my babe, are you okay? Hey, babe.
No. Actually, it's somebody else because he's just like, hey, babe, like, what's going on? And she's like, she looks super gorny, and somebody else has to like put has to hypo spray her to knock her out because she's all like she might have like gorned him. I don't know.
She might have. Who knows? Look, I changed that.
Is not a verb.
No, it is not. You know what? There was some gornage going on.
He had to do it. He had to.
Well, also, I do want to be clear. What was he gonna do?
What was he gonna do?
Like, okay, he didn't have a hypo spray to sedate Marie. Was he gonna like give her the old 1-2s? Like, what was?
No, did he have a phaser? He could have.
He wasn't. Her. What? No, that actually.
You can phaser people to knock them out.
And that...
You don't have to phaser someone to death.
But, Claudia, do you understand that knocking someone out is hurting them?
This is a TV show. In a TV show, you can knock someone out and it's not a big deal.
But no, that's not how they handle phaser fire. That's not how they handle it. No. I mean, phasers on stun, that means it's a non-lethal, but it's still using a weapon against someone, and like the doctor's right there. I think I think he probably was like, I think he was like, I think he was like, Marie, what happened? I'm really scared. I'm really scared.
I think Pike was like, I'm going to try and talk you down. And if Dr. Mbenga had not been there to knock her out,
he would have been gorned.
He would have just like...
He would have been gorned. He would have been fully gorned. Yeah.
He would have fully gorned. Well, here's the thing, though. I don't think he would have been gorned. Why? Because she had all that gorn in her, but like she was reacting to Gamble.
She just got that gorn in her, you know?
Well, here's the thing. I think that, hey, if
it's just that gorn in her.
I would want to have some gorn in me if Avesta's coming at me. Like, to a certain extent, I'm excited about what's going on with her character. Like, we all know she can't make it with Pike. That relationship is not going to work out.
We've seen the future.
To further canon.
Yeah.
We've seen the future, and we know that relationship does not have long-term potential. Other stuff's going to happen according to the TV show that was recorded in the 1960s. Oh, no! Oh, Gamble! That actor did such a good job.
He did really good. Really good. I want to go back to... I'm going back to the image... The image of the security officers that are running. The security officer on, I think it's the right, the one with the beard.
Yeah.
He's the one that gets by Gamble.
Was this our first red shirt, like just red shirt getting?
He's all like, cause like Gamble's all like, well, evil the evil.
Evil whispers
I'm gonna
about
say
your mom.
the evil
How
is
do you
like,
know about my mom?
yeah.
I'm gonna walk too close to
What?
why are you? Here's the thing, though. He was behind a security thing, so like the security guy, like
He had
felt sick.
no reason to think that
Well,
Gamble could just
but,
go
like, why
whoop
would he-
out.
Yeah, but also, why is he why is he walking up close? Because I'd be like, what? No, say that and say it louder. What are you talking about?
I need the cameras.
Huh? I can't hear you.
Hello, science
I can't
people.
hear ya.
Hello, science rest of the ship people. Hello, science rest of the ship
Turn
people.
this up. Turn that up.
Hey, La'an, boss. Oh wait, nope, you're on the planet. Any other person? Una, Chin Riley. He's saying personal stuff, guys.
Yeah,
Guys, he's saying
I'm
personal
just gonna
stuff.
say this. The security staff, the basic security staff on the Enterprise does not get proper training.
Nobody does,
If
though.
I just feel like instinctually, if I was guarding someone and they were saying some creepy shit that sounds like they're possessed and can read my mind, I would not walk up closer to be like, huh?
They were
What'd
like,
you say?
if they were like,
I would
your
laugh.
sisters.
I would take out my phaser.
Yeah.
Take out my phaser. I'd be like, what's that?
Okay, so
I'm
Claudia,
going to say some
let's
creepy
see.
shit.
I'm gonna do a scenario.
Okay.
Okay, scenario real quick. You are. Oh, you're getting your phaser. Oh.
Yes, I
Oh,
am.
we're
I'm
in.
gonna grab my-
It's
my
we're real.
phaser.
All right. So here's
Right.
what happened.
There
This
you go.
this alien's like, hey, remember how pissed your sister is about not getting a dragon? That's your fault. That's real. That's a real thing. I will never ever get over it, but it's fine. It's also I also think that it's nice to have just like one really petty thing to never get over, because it's so tiny. It's so tiny.
Like 10 years. In 10 years, she's getting a dragon in the mail, but like it's gonna be a decade.
I don't
now.
want,
Just
but it
blow
better
her
not
and
be.
show.
But I no. See, the thing is that it better be that exact same kind of dragon. It.
Oh no!
But
it
in a
wouldn't be
different color.
funny if it was a different.
Yeah, I don't
Yes,
want that.
exactly.
If you
No,
just got me some
no, it
random
wouldn't
dragon,
work.
I'd be like, oh, cool.
Okay, so
Anyway.
so Creepy Gamble is like, Maya's upset about the dragon, and I do this. I go, "What you say? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What? Could you say that louder? I didn't understand what you just said." Chuk-chuk. Psychic dude, the dude is acting psychic and like he might be possessed by an alien.
I'm like, hey,
I think
hey,
turn
hey,
the shield higher.
hey, Una. I mean, Lieutenant Commander Chin Riley. He's saying scary stuff. Like he's saying scary stuff. So I'm gonna stay like as far back as I can. Cause
Well,
like
no, you don't want to back up, but like stay where you're at and take out your phaser.
Uh-uh.
And aim it.
I'm gonna stand
Aim it
right
at
behind
her.
my control panel and I'm gonna be monitoring and reinforcing. I'm like, nope.
Yes,
Nope.
reinforcing. Nope.
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 Do we
Nope.
have lasers
Yeah,
that can
yeah,
go
like,
across? Do we have actual bars?
If Maiamama and I were on the Enterprise, oftentimes we'd be like, no.
You do
no,
not. Also,
and we would just
I'd be
leave.
like, you do not get to talk to me that way.
All right, Maya.
Talk about my mom.
In this episode, we
Um,
talked about oh wait, we didn't talk about the cute Beto and it's like the flirting that was happening.
So
between those two.
I was thinking about how we had a situationship, and then we had a sort of oops, that's the wrong one. Wrong. Sort of a couple that maybe a toxic couple. So we have a situationship, a kind of weird toxic couple, and then we have two young kids that are just having a good time and supporting one another. And I love that. Also, do you think Uhura and Scotty are going to get together?
Oh my god, I hope not. That would be so weird and gross.
That was
would
a-
be so
that-
weird and
there
gross,
was
and I
a-
desperately don't want
There was
that
a
to happen.
fan theory. There's like a fan theory, and then there's like hints, like things. Yeah, there's like fan theories that Scotty and Uhura were actually a couple. and then they made the Kelvin verse, and then everyone was like, "Whoa, Spock and Uhura," and I was like, I mean,
I've always thought Spock and Uhura, always, since the beginning of time, because like there's sexual tension in the first 2 episodes of Star Trek. It's epic. They sing a duet together.
If we didn't have such a big age gap, I would be cool. I would be fine with it. But
I'm getting. Well, here's another thing I realized though. Okay, so because like people were getting like all up in their feels about the fact that Spock kissed La'an, and they're like, why is there all this like sex and stuff? And then you and I had a conversation, and we like clearly laid out that like Star Trek episodes be having people coupling up, like
all
people
the time.
Coupling up on Star Trek is not new or different or special for this franchise.
They're on a ship. They're on a ship going through space. It just makes sense.
But I did realize something really big. When the show first came out in the 1960s, they had to have everyone be a little more ace. Like everything was a little more heterosexist and a little less sex because of literally the network censor. You weren't allowed to have certain characters have sexual tension. That was disallowed. By the time you got to like Deep Space Nine, you still had literal showrunners being like, character doesn't get to be gay. Your character doesn't get to, we're giving your character a random inappropriate Cardassian girlfriend because we're forcing heterosexism on you and the audience. Oh my God.
She should have been his daughter. He should have adopted her as a child, as his child.
It
gross.
Was weird and gross that they got together. But again, that was the showrunner being like, I need to
Same
make
with
this
Kes and
character
Neelix.
not gay.
Same with Kes and Neelix. She should have been, Neelix should have been Kes's dad.
But that's a different topic.
Sorry.
Now I don't know what I was talking
I'm so
about.
sorry.
What was I saying? What was I talking about?
We were talking about... God damn it, I don't have the transcripts for this.
It's all right. Okay. I'm just going to remind you, though, that when you took us to a different
I did.
About age appropriateness. And I think I was talking about something different.
Spock and Uhura as a couple.
Oh, right. No, it was about this. So in the 1960s, they wouldn't allow you to have certain kinds of, like Uhura could only have sexual tension with people who were black.
Right.
If it was going to be appropriate. So like you get, with the salt vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even a real black person. It's a fantasy, but it's like a black person.
Because that's her fantasy.
And one of the reasons why people are reacting weirdly to like the sexual dynamics in Strange New Worlds is because they're the sexual dynamics that people really have. Like, instead of seeing like the weird, conservative, muted sexual dynamics that we were allowed to access, we're getting something that has more agency.
Yes.
More agency for all the female characters. Because you know what? La'an should get to date around. I think that's fine for La'an. La'an should get to have a little bit of fun with Spock and move on.
But also,
why are people weird about it?
But also, Spock should be allowed to do that. Yes. Just because he doesn't like express emotion doesn't mean he doesn't have needs or desires. And like,
that's right. He doesn't express emotions, but he has them.
Yeah, and he's and I think, but yeah, this is when he was gone, like long gone. This is when he did this.
That visor was giving Geordi, and I was here for it. I was like, oh, cute. I thought low-key Maya for a hot second. First run through, I was like, oh my God, are they going to Geordi Gamble? And then Gamble is going to have to be like blind, and it's going to be amazing. And I got so excited, and then I realized, no, girl, they're doing something different.
Well, like, so I was like,
oh no.
I was all, something happened with the...
My thing is falling over. It's fine.
Oh, okay. So I was like, oh, wow, they can grow eyeballs? And then I went, oh, yeah, of course they can. They, like, grew Ortega's fingers
back.
Yeah.
But like, Geordi had brain damage. Like, Geordi, it wasn't that Geordi didn't have eyes. It's that there was a brain damage.
There was, like, a nerve thingy. Yeah. It was,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like, just looking at the black actor with the visor on for a hot second, I was like, oh, they're gonna Jordy Gamble, and then Gamble's gonna be like this really sweet young black man, just blind and has a visor and is just there and reminding you that Jordy existed in the past. But that's not what happened.
Nope, that's not what happened.
All
Let's
right,
go
Maya,
to.
we should move on to the next episode.
So we're gonna go to the Sehlat who ate its tail. I'm going to read a really quick thing. The USS Farragut is crippled by a massive scavenger ship. Captain Varel, who is a Vulcan lady captain, is injured. Leaving, I don't know what happened to why I started doing an accent. Leaving Lieutenant Commander James T. Kirk in command. His impulsive decisions nearly doomed the crew, but with the help of Spock, Scotty, Okura, and Chapel, loved that. He regains focus. Together, they disable the scavenger ship siphon, free the Enterprise, and escape.
All right, so I have a different summation.
Tell me.
Are you done?
Tell me. No, yeah,
Right,
that's enough.
Of this episode. On this episode of Strange New Worlds, Kirk gets together with all his Star Trek friends, and it's the Enterprise. It's like the Enterprise. Also, telephones on the ship.
Telephones, guys.
Like,
Oops.
and that's the episode. Like, that's my summation is we got to see young Kirk. It's classic Kirk. We got to see classic. No, he's not new Kirk. What is he? Is he new Kirk?
No, he's just Kirk. We have.
Oh, he's just Kirk because we're calling William Shatner classic Kirk.
New Kirk is that Kirk that perished in Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow.
Yeah. New Kirk
R.I.P.
didn't last very long. So we've got
he was
Kirk,
a real one,
and he's with young Scotty, which makes no sense. Scotty is supposed to be older than Kirk. Why is Scotty like younger and an ensign? It is bothering me. So this is what I need. I need Strange New Worlds in the next episode have a strange aging accident. Where Scotty gets trapped in something that makes him live for 15 extra years because the age does not make sense to me and it's bothering me.
Can you help me out with where they say that Scotty is older?
I will not be able to help you out. I will only be able to point at James Doohan and William Shatner and the 20-year difference between the two actors. I will only be able to point at the fact that Scotty was graying before Kirk was. You're right though, but like in TOS, that character is obviously somebody who helped to design and build stuff, not somebody who was learning about things alongside Kirk. Please go right ahead.
I do want to say that there's actually only a 10-year age difference between William Shatner and James Doohan. Only 10 years.
Oh, only a 10 one.
Which
years.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like I can't really use myself as an example because I have friends that
Black don't crack.
Yeah, black don't crack.
Yeah.
But I do have friends that do crack. And amongst them, so maybe
in the plot that justifies it. We just need to have like an episode that justifies why he aged so badly in comparison to everyone else. And also acted like he was older and acted like he'd been on the planet Earth.
So this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that this is a time anomaly, because now that I think of it, now that I'm thinking about it. Who else played Scotty, who is older than the actor who played Kirk? And that from the Kelvinverse. That's Scotty.
That works.
That Scotty
Scotty works.
He's just a little bit older. Which is like maybe like you could say he's like 10 years older, but they're like contemporary-ish.
Yes, exactly. Just making Scotty an ensign on the Enterprise under Pike messes up the story of that guy's career, because I'm like,
he should be a lieutenant.
Yes, because the guy who's an ensign in the engineering department under Pike, how does he become the chief of all engineering so quickly. I have trouble believing it.
In less than a decade,
Yeah,
I believe.
like it.
Yeah.
I don't usually go into like that kind of a nerdy complaint with Strange New Worlds. I loved this episode though.
I
Like,
liked
seeing
Una's hair in
her-
this episode. Look at that. Look at that. That's not a bad
Gorgeous.
hairstyle. That's how you do it.
That makes sense. That said,
Stop
I
messing up her
low-key-
hair.
Really? Because I was gonna say I kind of love that they gave her an episode where her hair looked like such trash, like just awful. Why? Because we can appreciate this hairstyle.
Oh, you're
I'm like,
right.
give me a different
That's really
hairstyle
beautiful.
for
That's
every
really
episode.
beautiful. Okay. So I kind of I like that for the most part this episode doesn't matter.
Well, no, this is the episode where it's like we get to see Kirk be a captain
Yes.
for the first
Well,
time.
well,
Woo.
we get to see him have have issues with like understanding what leadership means, and then his maybe new best friend and him have like this heartfelt moment, and then they're like, are we just best friends? And then
But also like when Spock is like, you heard the captain. That was an order. That one moment where like, cause he didn't know how to stick the landing, so he said the stuff that was supposed to get them to do what they were supposed to do, but they were just kind of standing there.
He's like,
and Spock was one that had to be like, so go do it.
guys. He's he's done talking.
Here's my question: what is up? So like Chapel, is so like interactive and like there and on the bridge, and I don't feel like I like this Chapel. It does make me go, what happened to you, girl? I guess things didn't work out with Corby.
Oh,
What happened?
no, she left she did the fellowship for
Yeah.
a little while, and then she
No,
rejoined the
I'm talking-
crew.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about like in TOS. I'm doing
Oh.
shenanigans style observations because I'm like, oh, when Majel Barrett played the character, it was just so different. When nobody thought this character was big and important and had relationships that should like have impact on the bridge. So like this Nurse Chapel is like, oh yeah, I have the ability to say that this captain should be the captain. That's a thing I can do. And like I'm trying to, like, for so many other characters, I'm seeing an arc that leads to TOS, and it makes sense. With Nurse Chapel, I'm like, starting at 10, and you end up at a 4 on the episode. I just want to figure out how that happens, or like,
So,
it's weird.
I'm gonna remind you again of the Temporal Cold War, and just a
Temporal
reminder
Cold War.
that none of these
Right.
characters are ever gonna end up the way
Right.
that they are
Right.
in TOS.
Yeah.
That's
Alright,
why
we'll
I
let that go, we'll
said
let that
Scotty
go.
being young is just has to be a time anomaly, where Scotty
Okay.
himself as a person is like one of those things that has to happen. But like how Khan has to happen, Scotty also must
Okay.
happen. But this Scotty
and
just
you're
happens
right,
to be
Mona.
a little younger.
All right, so let me tell our friends in TikTok. So Maiamama, about 4 or 5 episodes of Trek Talk ago, presented an entire PowerPoint presentation on their grand unifying theory of why time travel is the reason why Strange New Worlds and TOS don't align. And they went through all of the Star Treks to make the case.
But they're both
And it was
canon.
freaking amazing.
But they are both
And
canon,
they're both
100%.
canon. The argument is one that is for, like, multiple timelines, so you can enjoy TOS. So like I'm.
That's
sitting
not
here being
true at all. Sorry.
I got it wrong.
That is
I'll have to
not what I
rewatch that
said.
episode.
There
I
are
have to
not
rewatch
multiple
this episode.
timelines. There is
Not
one
multiple timelines.
timeline
One.
that keeps getting
gets rewritten.
changed and rewritten.
It gets
It's like resaving a file after changes,
Right.
and this is what we're left with, is this.
Right.
Which is fine,
So,
and it's
okay.
good, guys. It's good. Calm
love
down.
it.
It's good. Also, Okay, when you found out that, like, at the very, very end, that all of the scavengers were, like, actually, like, just shitty people,
Humans.
I was like,
Um,
humans! Sorry.
yes, that was us doing a trek, a con. We were just doing a. Wait, no, is that he was the most human?
Yes,
At the end
that's
of
what I was doing. I was doing Kirk going,
Yeah.
human! They were,
Yeah,
human!
that's me too. Yeah.
Human!
Um. So yeah, the bad guys were actually human all along, and the ship that we were scared of was actually a ship from Earth. Like that is
From
the most original-
America!
But like Maya,
It was so
I had a
fucking
moment
Star
where I
Trek.
was like,
Ugh.
are there 4 plots in all Star Trek? Are there 4 plots? And like they just keep telling the same story over and over again. Once upon a time, there was a ship that was on planet Earth. It went out into space. Weird shit happened. Then the Enterprise encountered that ship. The Enterprise thought they were encountering some alien shit, but then they found out actually, it was because of either. There's actually 2 ways that the story is usually told, that aliens impacted them and changed what they were about. So that's where V'ger comes from. That's where we get like the weird. It's not Pike. Zephyrin Cochrane. That's where you get that weird Zephyrin Cochrane story. So yeah, I liked it.
Okay, so this was my favorite part about that, and a big, actual important thing.
Okay.
This is the episode that taught James T. Kirk what people are. Because he exploded like Spock. Here's the thing. Spock knew that there were possible life. Yeah, he knew that. And he shot right in. Boom. Great shot, Spock. Like, I was like, whoa. It did not occur to Kirk that those were people until he found out that they were human. And that is what shook him. That's a thing that shook him, and Pike had to be like, and that's a lesson. Like, that's a lesson. And now you know that they're all people, whether they're humans or not.
So I had that moment as an audience member where, because I'm a little bit of a savvy audience member watching a show, so I have the reaction that the showrunner wants me to have, and then I often have a secondary intellectual response of, oh, you have me going like, yeah, but it's actually kind of horrifying and horrible because like millions of people just died in that moment. But
7,000
for the purpose of this. For the purpose, all right. Well, again, in the moment though, as I'm watching it, because I don't know the numbers.
Oh, right.
So in my brain, I'm just thinking that looks like an entire planet's worth of people live inside there, and I bet some of them are red shirts. I bet some of those are people who are just cooking and doing laundry, and it sucks for them, right?
Yeah.
So, so I had that moment, and then I thought to myself, oh, the bad guys had these huge, like they were designed to look not human. That's why I can kind of be like, yeah, with everybody, even though it's kind of awful. And I loved that that Star Trek was like, oh no, we're going to deepen this until you feel implicated, and you feel like, and having Kirk be the vessel of that helps you as an audience member go through the emotional journey and also feel like you're the captain. Like it's a great, I think it was really well written.
And also that last line of "Good night, Captain Kirk," and I was like, oh you, I love that. It was like, I really, really appreciated that moment that they had. Again, this is a complete timeline rewrite. Because in the previously, hello, man with meter, if first time in chat on Twitch.
Hi, hello.
So previously, you might remember in the episode, the menagerie, when they are talking about, in part 1, they're talking about Pike. And Kirk says, I didn't really know him. I met him when he was a fleet
Yeah.
admiral. And at this point, Captain Pike is one of his mentors. So they have a close relationship. So you can't say that, like, so this is a timeline rewrite, and that's and I like it. I like it because I just liked it. I thought it was nice. I appreciated that they were.
They did the same thing in the Kelvinverse.
Yeah.
They made Pike Kirk's mentor.
Yes.
And like in that one, I remember watching it and being like, "Oh, you just did a thing where those characters were never like that." And then I'd forgotten those two characters had never been like that. I low key, Maya, I think that I had remembered some stuff from the Kelvinverse in terms of like relationship vibes, and was just like, I was just here for it. But you're reminding me.
Yeah.
He explicitly says in TOS, "I don't know that dude. We don't have a relationship." That's
he said,
boy.
I
That's
met
Fox
him
boy.
one time when he was the fleet admiral, and we had that episode. That episode was last season. And that was it.
Right.
But I do also want to say, okay, so in this episode, there was this moment where I was fearful for some sort of love triangle bullshit that I didn't want to deal with that in this episode with La'an, Spock, and Kirk, because La'an and Kirk did some sort of eyeball thing.
Actually, yes.
And then and then they send her away. And then they're like, and then she's like, okay, bye. And I was like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
All right. So, I will also say this. The people who are writing for Strange New Worlds are very, they know us as a Star Trek loving audience. Thank you. They know who we are. So they know we want to see Spock and Kirk not only be boys,
bros,
but be boys. Like bros and boys. We want to see them be bros and boys. We want to see them standing next to each other and be able to read in sexual tension that might or might not be there.
Yes.
Also, there's an audience demographic that really aggressively does not want that and does not appreciate all of the housewives and
I don't know. I don't know what you
for the last however long. I'm not one of those audience members. I love the extraness of it, right? But there's an audience demographic that doesn't want that, right? So this is what they do. Because I'm now realizing why in Strange New Worlds, why does Spock have to be, he's not an F-boy, but like Spock gets around. Spock gets around. Spock had his fiance and he was doing it with his fiance. Spock's been, and here's the reason why that has to be written. It has to be written so that there are some audience members that can say, Spock is a heterosexual. I personally think that, like, logically, you should be pan. That's the most logical sexuality to have. I can tell that I've set my up. Please go right ahead.
I am going to say that having 3 relationships over the course of a few, like having a fiance, breaking up for very good reasons, and then having it doesn't feel like a lot. It feels kind of normal.
I'm going to say that in the context of a Star Trek show, you'll see a character have
fair enough.
You'll see a character have sexual tension with people who were there for a very short amount of time.
Yes.
So it can never come of anything, right? Mm-hmm. And in this show, we have actually seen that he has sex and he has relationships, and I think it's because they are trying to establish Spock as heterosexual, like in a canon way, right? So they, like with La'an, what did they do? La'an establishes, oh yeah, Kirk is straight man who likes women, and also Spock is straight man who likes women. They like the same woman. So now you can, like, again, I'm thinking about the audience demographic that is heterosexist and is desperately trying to stay away Spock Kirk / headcanon. And I go, oh, that moment of La'an being like, Kirk, that's for that audience. That's not for us, that's for that audience. That said, I think that they could have a great throuple. They'd be an amazing throuple, Maya. That's a throuple I think would work.
I think it would. I think it would too.
Kirk, and Spock. Come on.
Now,
come on.
But I do. I think that I would say that they've established Spock's.
Really?
What you're saying? Ooh, really? And I don't know what that means.
Sorry.
No, what is the ooh, really? No, I just feel like they've already they established his heteronormativity pretty heavily in TOS, like pretty heavily, because
Here's
he.
The thing, Maya, his heteronormativity was established in TOS, and then housewives and bored teenagers wrote decades and decades worth of fan fiction / and according to Daniel Knox in our audience, they said the Spurk fan service is an no, you said Roddenberry's TMP novel basically establishes Spurk as a thing in the back of Kirk's mind.
Well, of course it is. Look at him. Look at them. They're both incredibly attractive people.
I don't know. I've never actually, I'll be honest, I've never thought of Kirk as pansexual. Kirk has always felt deeply hetero.
I don't think so.
Interesting.
I think James T. Kirk is a man who loves love, and really? And I think he's like I think he's similar to a Riker in like I love love. He's not because he's not.
Riker's heterosexual is heterosexual as well.
I don't
Riker
think
has
so.
not had any flirty vibes with like aliens that are like the one alien that was like a different sex identified as a woman, and that's why Riker was with her.
Fair, but also I guess it's just, you know what? I gotta be honest. I think it's mostly been like actor interviews and writer and producer interviews of people who just agree people who just agree that William T. Riker doesn't have a gender preference. But I don't think that, again, Kirk is not an F-boy and never has been. He jumps into love. He's not jumping into beds like he does bed them.
Right.
He does heavily.
But like he's a passionate lover.
He's
wants a lover.
Every person that he develops for, he wants to spend the rest of his life with. And then it never works out. It never works out. Yeah.
Except for that one
I mean, he won't leave the ship. He won't leave the ship. Here's the thing. He won't leave the ship, but he will love them for the rest of their lives. And isn't that the same thing?
I don't know. It reminds me of that very strange relationship that Picard had with that one alien, where she's like, I'm going to change my entire personality for you. Then I have to go into this arranged marriage where I will be really unhappy because I'm the wrong person now.
Because
I would have had a happy life being the right person for that guy. But now I'm for you.
I'm going to have to fake this for the rest of my life. Bye. It was really cool having lots of really cool conversations with you, I guess.
Shakespeare's fascinating. I love the phones. I love the old school technology.
I loved it. The 80s, and I was like, I love you from the 80s. That's what I was thinking. Oh, there's a very, very important thing that happened in this episode, and I almost forgot to talk about it. It is the most important thing. So first off, I'm going to show you this picture. You got to calm down and look at the picture. So we see this picture. This is from 11 minutes and 30 seconds into this episode, the Sehlat who ate its tail. There is this little thing. Now, if you zoom in, and I took a picture of my iPad, so this is real.
Yeah.
What is that?
What is what?
Look at that little blue thing. Oh, sorry, it hasn't changed yet. But there's a little blue thing that's going to show up. It should be there now. I have an excellent stream. Do you see it?
I see it.
That's a TARDIS. TARDIS. Let me make it even bigger for you.
Oh my God, that is a TARDIS. That is an effing TARDIS. That is a TARDIS.
Let's
oh
make
my
it.
God.
Let's see if we can.
Maya, I don't know if you can blow that up. Enhance picture, Maya. I don't know if you can enhance it more. I see you trying to enhance. That is completely a TARDIS. All right, you know what? You totally enhanced it more and it worked. That was good enhanced.
That's a freaking TARDIS. So this is the before. Oh, whoops. I have to reshape. So the before.
No.
But that was, so it was like the whole ship, and it's like this little tiny spot in the very corner of it.
Maya, I suspect that the special effects folks are just putting in random.
They are. I Googled it to make sure. Like, I Googled it because I was like.
That is definitely a TARDIS.
I was like,
God.
a TARDIS? On the, what is happening? What is going on? What is this thing?
Wow,
and yeah, so they 100% just slipped a little TARDIS inside of the machine, inside of the scavenger ship.
Yeah.
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 It apparently also stole a TARDIS. Hopefully when the ship blew up, the TARDIS got away.
Yeah, I like to think that there's a very special episode of Doctor Who that we never got to see, where it was my favorite Doctor, the black male one, that showed up. I wish the fugitive Doctor, favorite Doctor, that just wasn't there.
Really?
So Chudy Gat was Doctor, and they show up on a ship full of folks who just have a really negative, horrible life, and their entire culture has been ruining other people's planets. All they do, and maybe he saved some of them.
All day, every
I like
day.
the idea that he saved some of them. But it's interesting that the humans left the Earth, somehow had some, and it was like the best of us. They were in some ways the best of us. Okay, I don't believe in that. Yeah, it's like that's eugenics to me. But anyway, you've got some people from Earth think they're the best of us, and they turn into who they turn into, because they make choices that Captain Janeway would never. Because that's what happens. You turn into that. If you
like Ransom, like Ransom, like the other Ransom, not the Ransom we like. There's a Jack Ransom, and we like
There's
Jack.
A Ransom we like on Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek. Help me out, chat. Star Trek on the Cerritos. Jack Ransom is the first officer of the USS Cerritos on lower decks. His name is Jack.
His name is Jack Ransom?
Yeah, because it's a cool ass name, but it's a completely different
also,
Ransom.
It's a little. It's kind of making fun of hands. That's what. I'm Jack. Jack Ransom. Some handsome
Right, Ransom.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean it is also so right. So I was like, I was watching this episode, and then I was on the Memory Alpha page. There was a little note thing in there that said there's a TARDIS in this episode, and I clicked on the picture that they had, and I was like, what? Let me do this myself, because I won't believe this. I'm not going to just pull something off. Cool, no, I will. And
I love that we just found a TARDIS in Star Trek. That's amazing.
Yep, just
Lower Decks is
just
great.
hiding there, just chilling.
Maiamama knows all the Star Treks, and we watch all the Star Treks and talk about it. And Maiamama be knowing. If they do a Doctor Who crossover, they should do it with Starfleet Academy. So the Voyager's Doctor can be. That's actually a great idea.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
I have enjoyed the heavy Pelia presence in the last couple of episodes, because we did not see her, and I get it. She's an older actress. She probably doesn't want to have to be there every day, and that's fair enough. And I mean that I'm talking about Pelia, Claudia. I'm not talking about
I know. Well, no, you're talking about
I'm talking about both of them.
We're talking about Star Trek. We're talking about the actors and logics of creating a show, and then we're also talking about the logics of the show. We go in and out between the what is it's the perspectives of, it's the Watsonian perspective, or the who's the guy who wrote the Holmes? What's his name?
Arthur Conan Doyle.
Conan Doyle. Yeah, so it's like the Doyle perspective or the Watsonian perspective. So a Watsonian take would be,
wouldn't it be?
Oh well, you know how we haven't been seeing Pelia because Pelia's old and has been like and has been busy doing other stuff. But the Doylean perspective is the actress is old and expensive, and the show's been making choices to use her when they really want to use her.
And
I agree.
I think that the using a lanthanite on these last two, these two episodes specifically that had to do with really old things, with specifically old things, because in the Through the Lens of Time we have the Vesda who
calls her a lanthanite child
because well she looked at, when she picked up the broken cage thing, she was like, this is older than me, like this is the oldest, really what she said, I think she said, this is the oldest thing I've ever seen or something. Not just that it's the older than her, it's just the oldest thing she's ever seen, which is,
again, I love the idea that this is the Q's fault and the Q did this to everyone trying to become immortal. I love it.
And then they trapped them in the thing, but like, so she had never seen them, and then also she had a ton to do in this episode that had to do with like the telephones. I really enjoyed the telephones.
You have a photo of her room, because her room was.
They did not give me one of those.
It's so great. It had like this thick carpet, and she had a backup battery, and I was like, that is an engineer move, and also somebody who lived multiple time periods.
Not only that, but I loved the 3-paneled phone thing that they did in this episode. That was an image I did not get, with the 3 of them on the call, and they had the 3 like skinny images of them, and it was just very like retro, and it felt vintage, and I was like just such a big fan of it. But like really happy to see lots of Pelia in these last 2 episodes, and I don't know what happened in today's episode that is aired today. I haven't seen it yet.
So we're gonna watch it.
We are gonna watch it. So make sure that you watch it,
and then come back next week so you can talk about it with us, because that's what we like to do.
Right.
We don't usually do two in one episode.
We don't usually, yeah. But I wasn't feeling well last week, and so we stacked these 2. But like, these were good ones.
They go well together, though, because in some ways I feel like they're working similar thematic ideas of there are ways the original Star Trek invited us to dehumanize types of characters, types of aliens. And so Gamble, we can't dehumanize the red shirt. Gamble was so humanized, really felt the loss of that character.
I tried not to get attached, because he was like,
and in the same way, in this episode, Star Trek often invites you to be like, you got the bad guys, you exploded them all, and in this one it humanized them, so they were literally human. And you felt bad for them, but also
I didn't.
Reminds me, well, here's the thing, I'm somebody where I'm like Dr. Mbenga. I want to save everyone. Even if they've just murdered a bunch of folks and have a bad alien inside them, I'm like, hey, can I save you? And like, to a certain extent, I look at all of the folks who voted for Trump and have us in this situation, and I'm like, I want to save all of us.
So I understand the desire to save them, and I want to save them too, but I'm not going to let them tip my boat over trying to save them.
Oh, no,
that's how I felt that was with them. It was, but it was very, it was tragic. It was tragic. Now, really quick, I want to tell you what my favorite moment of these 2 episodes was. And I can't show you a picture because I don't have a picture of it. But at the end of through the lens of time. Pike is all like, "There's no such thing, like evil is about perspective," and I was like, when he said that, my eyes were starting to roll, and then Pelia's like, "What? No." Like, I have lived a very long time, and I know that there are things that are evil just as much as I know that there are things that are good. And then she does this big speechy speech, and then she says, "You want one? Do you want one for the camera?" And I was like, "Thank you." This episode was so heavy. It was so heavy. I was like, "Thank you."
Even like comedy notes, and also it's so real. Pelia's so real. I love Pelia.
Yeah, but like she gave us what we needed after like discussing like immortality and evil and like and having like, because like ancient evil science fiction ancient evil episodes are always they are often gut punchers and scary, right. And they're because they're scary in a way because it's like
cosmic horror.
Yes,
cosmic horror.
And so like that was, but I loved that it was just because I needed the laugh. I needed that laugh. "You wanted one for the camera?" And I was like, and I felt like everyone was like, "Oh, thank you." Like the crew were like, "Thank you for that moment of levity," because, but also, yeah, evil is real. What do you mean? A matter of perspective? You're talking about like,
I don't know if I agree with you or Pelia. I recognize Pelia as an alien who's been alive longer than me, but I don't know if I believe it. But yes,
that's
the
fair.
Telephones to save the day. Oh, also Maya, I was really surprised that who's our favorite person? Ortega's. So Ortega's flies the plane, and Ortega's is like, what is it, like a massager? And I'm like, that feels like a really inappropriate joke to make. Like for the moment,
they're all bridge
where
crew.
You are, like, I understand where you feel like, what is this? But that's the guess. That's the guess.
Yeah, that was.
You really think that Pelia would be trying to save everybody's life
here?
By
hold my vibrator. Hold my.
This vibrator is from hundreds of years ago. This should solve our problem. I'm like, come on, Ortegas, get it together, Ortegas.
Like, if anything, if she had like grabbed something and like give it the twist and popped out the batteries, like that would have been on thing. But this was so far off weird guess. I like that she didn't. I like that she didn't freak out about her brother.
She did do one. He was not supposed to be down on that planet. Like, he didn't sign up for this. She did do that one.
And then they were like, "Yeah, he did."
Yeah.
Like Erica, I get it, but like he literally did sign up for that, and he got real scared.
And so did Gamble. They all signed up for that. That's what being in Star Trek.
Gamble.
Oh shit, Gamble. It's you gambling with your life.
And then at the very end, when Mbenga has to do the, he has to tell
calling his parents,
the family.
Yeah.
He had to, the notification. He had to do the notification, and that was a sad bummer.
Liked Gamble.
I liked him.
What was your other favorite scene, though? You had one more favorite scene you wanted to tell us before we closed out our lives.
No, that was it. That was it. That was it. It was just that. You want one for the camera? I was like.
I really liked a story of old tech saving the day. I really enjoyed watching like the plug in. Like, there was something for me being like an elder millennial where I enjoyed that shit. I'm an elder exennial. Like, I'm practically Gen X, and I enjoyed that.
I did think of one thing, and that was these last 2 episodes have had some really heavy, like design element wise, really heavy TOS vibes. The planet that they landed on, that first planet, even though they like quickly went inside of that temple, the planet, it had these like weird mossy things that reminded me of some 1960s set design that was like just put on the planet but looked like more real. And I was like, very nice. But it was also shot in a quarry. It looked like it was shot in a quarry. And I was like, quarry, yay! I love quarries. I love quarries more than deserts. I want a quarry, and then a desert, and then the snow, and then a city, and then maybe a city. That's what I want.
I'm excited. Someone in the audience has said they just watched the latest episode and they said it's really good. I'm excited to watch it. Oh, I'm excited to watch it.
I'm excited.
I love my Thursdays, Maya, because I get to talk to you about Star Trek, and then I get to go watch a brand new Star Trek. It's the best.
It's the best of strange new worlds. All right.
That episode title of TOS World. See what she did there? I saw what she did. Yay Thursday, exactly.
All right, I'm gonna do this, and now the camera's off, and then I'm gonna do just a little quick thingy, and I'm gonna say the stuff. Claudia, oh wait, no, I'm going back, because I need to thank you. I just need to thank you really quick. Where are we? Where are you? There you are. Thank you so much for being with us, Claudia. I will see you next week. Trek Talk Thursdays, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Right here on...
Everybody in the chat saying, yay Thursday, happy faced, heart, heart, heart. Goodbye.
Yes, goodbye. I'm going to this thing, and then I get to say all the stuff. The stuff like... Let's play some music so I can do it. Because I like to do it to music. Listen to this. Thank you so much for joining us. Trek Talk is a Calling Up Justice production. I am your host, Maiamama. For more information on me, check out the links in the chat and the show notes. And special thanks to our executive producer and guest, Claudia Alick. For more information on Claudia, check out the links in the chat. That's going to be Linktree/Calling Up Justice. If you want to get involved in the Calling Up Justice community, check out this link from our website. That's from callingupjustice.com. And also, on Fridays, I like to host a little hangout event in one free community called Story Mode. And you can join me on Story Mode in one free community. Check out this link in the chat to see if one free community, the digital third space, is a space that could help you. All right, that's it. Peace and long life. I love you. Bye-bye.